gods and goddesses. Peace to you all. Don't mind my background. I wanted to cover the blinds to watch a movie. I hope everybody's doing well, mastering your minds, schooling yourself. So today we are going to talk about our minds again. All right. So mental manipulation. See, the thing about their mind tricks, mental slavery, and manipulation is that it only works on dumb people. Take no offense, listen. So they do everything in their power to dumb you down because you're not dumb. And they're very, very strategic in doing so. They attack from the inside out. They go for what you're made of. You putting bad foods into your stomach. They go for what you're made of from the inside out, putting bad foods into your stomach, providing bad imaging for your brain, for your vision, creating bad toxins, fumes, and chemicals for you to inhale, practicing on you, diagnosing you, and then giving you pharmaceutical drugs to intake. You ever seen a documentary on the labs back in the day and how scientists used to do horrible experiments on humans? They're still doing it. They are still doing it. It's just legal now. They legalized it and they call themselves doctors. But it's simply a practice. And they tell you that. It's just that everyone allows these things to be without questioning it or standing up for themselves, so it continues to occur. So much so that it's normalized now. But people aren't paying attention. People aren't paying attention. They don't want to. Not because they don't want to pay attention, and not because they're incapable of noticing these things, but they've been dumbed down. So much so that they're numb to it. From eating meats and sweets to listening to music, to doing dances that are rituals, to inhaling toxic fumes and engaging in certain activities, the television being watched. They have attacked every organ in your body and taken control of it. So that when they do manipulate you, you don't have the control of your own body to fight back. They're smart. They knew that if they simply tried to control you and manipulate you, somebody's going to try to stand up to them. Somebody's going to try to fight back. They'll gather more people and everybody trying to fight them back. And it's too much of a hassle for them to keep trying to fight you off when they're trying to handle their business and control and manipulate. So in order to do this simpler, they disabled you so that you can't fight back. So the manipulation is, for them, ensured. Easy, simple. No retaliation. They're being strategic. They have attacked every organ in your body and taken control of it so that when they do manipulate you, you don't have the control of your body to fight back. They're smart. They just use their intelligence for control and manipulation. Because everybody's smart. Everybody has energy. Everybody has powers. We just all use ours differently. You feel like you don't have the strength. You feel like once they have put you in this dumbed down state, you feel like you don't have the strength, knowledge, or confidence to fight back. But that's because your natural energy is blocked. You're filled with bad music, foods, fumes, language that is not your natural born energy. We think these things don't matter. I remember being a kid like, oh, it's just a show. Oh, it's just some foods. And if only you guys have seen through my eyes. They have disabled you so that you don't fight back. They made you incapable because you are truly capable. If you were never capable of overpowering them, they wouldn't be trying to oppress you, manipulate you, or control you. You wouldn't be a threat to them if you were nowhere near their level. But we are very powerful beings, and they want to be the only ones with power. And since they realize that they are not the only ones with power, and they cannot control who receives power, they try to control who can use their powers. Okay, so I can't stop whoever gets it. We won't allow them to use it. You all can have it if you want to. You'll never be able to use it. How manipulative and vindictive. They try to control who can use their powers. So they throw stuff at you on a daily basis to wear your energy out. They have you deplete your own energy, doing things they make mandatory to do so that you're able to survive and live. See, now at this point, they're getting even smarter and more strategic. They went from you fighting back, and they don't want you to fight back at all, to disabling you so that you do not fight back at all. And they're the ones disabling you, to now they're having you disable yourself. Less work for them, easier for them, and it gets even worse. Then people start thinking it's the right way to do things and defending the people who have hurt them from the beginning. It gets deeper. So they have you deplete your own energy doing things that they make mandatory for you to do to survive on a regular basis. So by the time your energy is needed or called upon for a spiritual mission or to help fight back and be free, you have none left. Preserve your energy. Preserve the fight in you for a productive one, for a rewarding one. They taught you to give away your power. For those of you who have a fight in you, who have a fight deep down that's boiling inside of you. So if you're always in the midst of those types of dramas or fights, you have the fight in you. You're just not using it for the right purpose. That fight is needed somewhere. It's just not a physical fight that's needed. Preserve that energy. The fight is needed, just not a physical one. You're needed elsewhere. They have taught you to give away your energy. They have taught you to give away your power, to praise someone else instead of yourself. And they tell you it's wrong to praise yourself. I don't understand why. In the beginning, their theory of taking control was so outlandish that they laughed at the thought of it. They laughed at their own thought of manipulating people mentally because they felt like it was such a dumb idea. You know, people would notice that. They were just laughing at themselves for even thinking of that, right? Who's gonna fall for this? Now they sit back and laugh because they remember how foolish the idea was to begin with, so they thought. And they laugh now because that foolery worked. It was foolish to them in the beginning. And everybody's following through now. Now they're laughing like fools, and we thought it wouldn't work. They're laughing because the foolery worked. They are strategic. We are under attack. A mental attack. The battlefield is your mind. It is a war of the minds. They are attacking us mentally. Why? Because our minds control our bodies and the entire world around us. So they don't have to fight the rest of the body. If they attack the mind will attack the rest of the body itself. If you train it to, which is what they're doing, training you to fight yourself and not them. They train us to fight ourselves. Why would you do that? Stop following them. They attack your mind, have your mind attack the rest of your body, and it's you fighting you and not them. Less work for them. You're killing yourself off. Have you ever felt like it's you against you? Have you ever felt like you're literally fighting yourself? It's because you are, and it's not your fault. You've been coaxed into doing it. Everything before your eyes was an illusion, and still is. But we fell for it. It wasn't your fault to begin with, but what will be your fault is if you continue to go for it, now that you know what it really is. Because you are now being made aware of what it is, and it's not real. It's not real. None of this is real. It's an illusion. Not one that you can literally stick your hand through and see. Or it's an illusion, meaning they're making foods with plastic in it. They are telling us the things that are bad for us are the things that are good for us. That is the illusion. So it wasn't your fault to begin with because you were not aware, but now that you know, it will be your fault if you choose to continue. If you choose to engage, you are only helping the oppressor. You're making the fight for them to take control that much easier. You're allowing them to think we agree with their actions and decisions they made for us. We didn't get to make them for ourselves. A friend of the enemy is no friend of mine. We protect ourselves. We protect our people. We protect our community. And it takes teamwork. It's not about them. It's not their options. Make your own options. They give you options like black or white, segregating people, Democrat or Republican, still separating people with politics, the blue pill or the red pill in movies, a round earth or a flat earth, science. Society always gives you options and tells you to choose, and you don't have to choose. Those are not your only options. You can create your own choices, your own options, your own outcomes. Take everything that you have learned from every job, every experience, anything growing up, and make your own way, make your own path. They're not going to always give it to you. Make it. What you are given as options are not always the only options. They're telling you that here's your options and these are the only two options you have, A and B. Choose. And because they're putting you under so much pressure and using terminology and backing up that you don't understand and backing you up against the wall, you feel so anxious and you feel like you have to make a decision and these are your only options to choose from. So it's A or B or what? So you choose and you sign on it without reading the full disclosure terms and conditions that you still have C through Z. You don't have to choose their options. You didn't have to choose any letters on the board. You could have created your own letter that has its own meaning. They're always telling us that basically like there's a scale of numbers. They created the scale. They gave each number on the scale a meaning. So whatever number you choose on that scale, the outcome was never yours because you didn't create that scale. It was their game that they created with their outcome. So no matter what you choose, it was never, no matter what space you land on, it was never your outcome. It was theirs. They created it. What is yours is something you create. Back out. You don't want to choose red or blue? Don't choose red or blue. You don't want to choose 0 or 100 or any numbers in between? Don't choose 0, 100 or any numbers in between. Step out of it and say, hey, I can create my own scale with my own numbers, and my number is called Befu. I don't know. That's how they probably came up with 7. It sounds weird to say Befu, but if we started off saying Befu is 7, that would have been normal for us. Create your own and normalize it. Get used to it. Their options are not the only options that exist. We are far more than they tell us we are. Going vegan increases your telepathic abilities. You can read other people's minds and control other people's minds. So by feeding us meat, the body destroys itself. That is why that is how they have us fighting ourselves. Just attacking just one small organ at a time, whether it's your brain. If you eat something bad and it's destroying everything else inside, they do the smallest little things to make everything else just explode. They don't even have to do anything else. But here, feeding us meat, which destroys the body itself, is less work for them to do, and they still get the desired results that they want. Now that's making money work for you. I do not agree with what they are doing at all, but I must admit it is very strategic. And they're so far ahead in this because they keep finding new resources that by the time we catch on, we feel that we are too deep in to fight back. We feel so far gone and so far fetched from the truth. It's like, where do we even begin? Within. So instead of, they don't even have to feed us the bad foods no more. We're going back for ourselves every day and ordering out different fast foods or going back and getting second and third plates, and we do it to ourselves. They don't have to force feed us anymore and make us do these things. We willingly go out and support their bad ideas, support the things for them that's making them better and killing us off. We feel so far gone by the time we find out it's a lie and we're ready to find the truth. You feel like, where do you start? And again, it starts within, with you. Stop reinforcing their actions by following up, by continuing to do what they have taught you to do. They don't even have to force you to do it by this time. You do it so willingly. You've become so accustomed to them oppressing you that you no longer see it as oppression. You think it's normal. You went in so much deeper, though, from thinking it's normal to now thinking it's correct. They have fooled you into thinking that what they have you doing is the correct way, and you defend them and listen and then follow and reinforce like a helpless child that doesn't have the knowledge, power, or capability to defend or maintain him or herself. They treat you as if you're incapable, incapacitated, not able, not intelligent, like you can't make your own decisions or your own moves. They have to tell you what to do, every little thing. They have rules, structured rules about certain things. Are very understandable to have structure, but the way they're enforcing these things are vindictive. Very. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. It's going on about 20 minutes. And I have said a lot today about mental manipulation. I just hope you guys are paying attention, not only paying attention and listening, but applying these things to your lives. There are people who actually, who sit back and watch and listen, and people who actually do something about it. And I truly hope you guys are some of the people who actually do something about it. You don't have to go out here and force somebody or something or anything or anyone else to do anything, but you yourself can control what you intake and what you dish out and how this all turns out. Everybody's move plays a part. You and your household, me and my household, everybody plays a part. And collectively, there's a greater picture, whether you see it or not. I hope you guys start to study your energy, who you are as a person from the inside out, and love yourself. Don't get very upset about your findings about this world. Learn to love it. It's okay. We'll coexist. We'll become one with. We'll grow. We'll travel. It's a journey. It's beautiful. And I love it all. As well as you guys. I love you guys. All right, I'm out of here.